mitzvahs, bar mitzvahs, you name it. And when I go from this earth, DJ Shake, I want it to be your music that's escorting me to the sweet hereafter. God bless you, DJ Shake. Thank you so much. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's officially noon. Welcome to Global Cleveland's 7th annual meeting. And thank you to each and every one of you for being here. Thank you for everything that you do, and welcome. I also want to just remind people at tables 17 and 18 that TSA just called. You will be getting through the airport in about an hour, so enjoy your lunch. You're going to be fine. No need for that. And I just want to say something here as somebody who grew up in the city. How cool is it to be this close to NASA? And how lucky are we to have that incredible asset here? And I want to thank our first chairman of Global Cleveland, Beju Shaw, who has been nothing but a champion for our mission and the mission of our growth. I also want to remind everyone that this past summer, we hosted Captain and Commander Sunita Williams. She is the longest serving astronaut to ever be up in space. She was there for over 500 days. And if many of you know this, she is from the Cleveland area. She is half Indian. And our friends from Kurentabanya at the Slovenian Cultural Festival on February 14th, she's also half Slovenian. That's right. And I just got a note here from the owner of the establishment. He told me something on the way in, and I didn't know this. I want to share with you. It's really important, kind of breaking news. Slovenia is the only nation in the world with the word love in it. So you all know that. Really appreciate you. We are now calling this meeting to order. Can I ask for a motion to thank our servers and the people who made this event so wonderful? We love you guys. We love you. And I want to remind the gentlemen standing there talking in the back there, Marcus Shed and David Ross, and we do have tables here at the front for you to sit at. So appreciate that. I also want to just take a second here in this moment to sincerely thank the owner of this establishment, Kadar Susu. By hearing his name and that many vowels, you can tell he's one of us. So Kadar, thank you so much for everything that you do. Really appreciate it. Wonderful establishment. Before we begin, I want to thank everybody for coming. This is the one event during the year you can count on getting out of here by 1. And the reason is that we don't pay a lot of attention to talking about ourselves. We talk about you and the people who make this city and this county one that's worth living in, our immigrant and international community. Please give a warm round of applause to someone who's going to kick this event off properly. Our representative from Cuyahoga County Council, the newest council member to join the Cuyahoga County team of leaders, Councilman Michael Hauser.
Good afternoon. I am so honored to be here today. Before I get started, I want to make sure I acknowledge my mother, Agatha Marshall. Everybody give a hand to my mother. We both have on green. We didn't plan that out. We just kind of came upstairs. We both had on green. I also want to acknowledge Marty Sweeney. I'm not sure if he's still here, my colleague on County Council. I am happy to be here today. I want to congratulate all the winners. My dear friend Mark Juan, who I've known for years, and all the great work she's done in the community. I'm proud that Cuyahoga County has been a long-time supporter of Global Cleveland, helping to create this organization 14 years ago. Now, I was in high school at that time, but I'm honored nonetheless. I represent District 10, which is one of the most diverse districts in Cuyahoga County. I have people who live under the poverty line in East Cleveland. I have millionaires in the city of Bradenall, and so an extreme diverse district. I am honored to represent them. We are a welcoming district, a welcoming city. Just recently, I was able to help sponsor and launch. We have a West Side Welcome Center for Cuyahoga County. We will have a East Side Welcome Center for Cuyahoga County as well. We can clap for that. Right there's a new African Town Plaza right off Cedar. I'm up here today. I was able to go to Taipei, Taiwan. Who here has been to Taiwan? Hey! I went with the American Political Leadership Council. It was a great experience. I got to experience firsthand the people of Taiwan, and it was interesting. I was trying to communicate some of our problems here in Cuyahoga County. I've helped launch our Office of Violence Prevention, They don't have many violence in Taiwan. One of the running jokes was you can leave your cell phone on the table, be gone all day, and come back and your cell phone will still be on the same table. And so it was a great experience. We got to meet their political leaders and an amazing experience. And so I'm proud here today to kick off the inaugural George Forbes Sister City Architect Award. This relationship is way too important. I won't pretend to be a close and personal friend of George Forbes, but being a son of Cleveland and someone who has came up in Cleveland politics, his leadership is felt every day. I swear my good friend, City Councilman Richard Starr, is doing his best George Forbes impersonation, but I'm honored to be here for the 50th anniversary. We are a city, we are global, from Nigeria to Peru. We are not alone, and so I'm proud to serve you and even prouder to lead this amazing community of leaders. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. And could I ask your mom to please stand up? She's the reason for the season. Ma'am, we honor you, and we are grateful for you raising such a beautiful young man. Appreciate you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your presence. Thank you, Councilman, for your leadership. Okay, I want to thank so many people, and I want to mention a few folks who are gold sponsors today. Medical Mutual and our silver sponsors, Engelke Construction, Richmond Brothers Foundation, Alpha Micron, Higley Construction, Swage Lock, Taft Law, and we have more than 15 other bronze and silver sponsors. So between all the sponsors who are in this room and all the folks who've contributed to us, when you put the gold, the silver, and the bronze together, it's just one medal shy of the Olympic Slovenian bicycling team. So congratulations to each and every one of you. Of course, we're grateful to the Aviator, and we couldn't do this job without Governor DeWine's support in the state of Ohio, Cuyahoga County Executive Ronayne's support, Mayor Bibb's support, the City of Cleveland, the Cleveland Foundation, the George Gunn Foundation, and our Origin Story Foundation, and the folks who helped bring us all together in the beginning, the Jewish Federation of Cleveland. We have many dignitaries here today. If I don't mention you, please, it's not because I don't love you, it's because we didn't see you come in. And we'd like to thank Matt Carroll, who is a wonderful leader in Shaker Heights. We also have consulates representatives from the Mexican consulate. Daniel, thanks for coming in from Detroit. We are joined by the Slovenian Consul General, Susana Češadek. We are joined by Mr. Sanjeev Kapoor, who you're going to hear from shortly. And of course, you heard Councilman Marty Sweeney. We're so grateful that Consul Bernadotte is here as well from the Swiss Council, as well as the Honorary Consul General from Lithuania, Ingrid Abubilis, Mayors Holbert, Mayor Blackwell, and of course you heard from dear Councilman Hauser, and someone who was right on time, Mayor Patrick Ward from Lyndhurst. If there's any elected officials that I missed, please raise your hand or forever hold your peace. Mayor Eddie Kraus, my mayor from Solon. Anybody else here? Got any other mayors? Any other precinct committee people? Any other wannabe mayors? Let's give our dignitaries a big round of applause. As many of you know, our organization began now 14 years ago in 2011, and it was started by a group of passionate people and a really important organization that understood the value of attracting, welcoming, and connecting international newcomers to Cleveland and Cuyahoga County. To say this to you very bluntly, I can't tell you how many times I go across the state of Ohio and places like Columbus and Cincinnati, Dayton and Toledo with whom we work say they really look up to what Global Cleveland does because of all of you and because of the organization that started us, the Jewish Federation of Cleveland. I want to take this moment to thank them because before we even had a name, when we were just an idea, with the leaders, so many of you in this room, it was the Federation that started us. And for that, so many people will be grateful. And if my mom and dad were here with us today would have been my dad's 111th birthday. Today would have been the 50th anniversary of my mom immigrating to Cleveland from former Yugoslavia. I know that they would say a deep and respectful Toda Rabba, thank you in Hebrew to the Jewish Federation. So thank you very much for everything you do. I also want to give credit. Our very first executive director is here, Mr. Larry Miller. Really appreciate you, Larry, for starting our organization. Thank you. We really appreciate you. Bienvenue et nouveau amant. We love you and we welcome you very much. Forgive my French. And I also want to give a shout out to our dear friend Joy Roller, who is the second executive director. Her wonderful sister Jan is here, and we're so grateful for the incredible leadership. In the past 15 years, we've been very fortunate to be able to work with you to become a partner on the U4U program, United for Ukraine, where we welcome hundreds of people and families and supported them as they made their way from the beautiful nation of Ukraine here to Northeast Ohio. We were lucky because of you to raise almost $400,000 to support our sisters and brothers from Afghanistan who fought alongside our veterans in that effort in Afghanistan after the fall of Kabul to come to Cleveland and to make their American dreams real here. We're proud to have advocated to Cuyahoga County government that over $1 million 4 budgets ago went to Resource Cleveland Refugee Response and Legal Aid. We lobbied for funding for them, not for us, so that they could do the incredible, important work they do. Because in Cleveland, when we talk about collaboration, we should mean collaboration, and because of you, we're lucky that we do. And we're thrilled that the incredible work of people like Abby Levin, Amy Kaplan, the Jewish Federation, teamed up with the amazing Andy Trers and Rick Kemp at May Dugan when one of our key refugee resettlement organizations were going to leave Cleveland, and those folks said, not on our watch, and they continue to welcome people and can welcome up to 500 newcomers to Cleveland every single year. We're thrilled that May Dugan is a partner. We're grateful to everybody who made that happen. And I also want to thank people like David Rossen, who's here, our county executive, Chris Ronayne, as well as Councilman Martin Sweeney, that our county opened a welcome center that annually serves thousands of newcomers. You heard it from Councilman Hauser, what it's doing on the west side. Lord only knows what it's going to do when it opens on the east side. And it's truly a way for us to say, you are welcome, we see you, and we hear you. Together in this room, we build a Cleveland that thrives, yes, because of diversity, yes, because of innovation, yes, because of global connection, but most importantly, to quote a great speaker that I just heard, we are not known for who we are. We are not known for who we tell others we are. We are known for what we do. And what you do is very important, and what this organization does is critically important to our future. I heard a speaker say a few months ago that demography is destiny. And all I could think of was 2022, 2023, and 2024. And forgive me, but I'm looking at those years a bit as a lozenge, as a cough drop in my mouth for the last 11 months. In 22, 23, 24, our city, our county, welcomed more people to live here and thrive here than at any time since World War II. What does that tell me? It tells me that when we work together, whatever anyone thinks, it matters what we do, and what you did was welcome thousands of people who came here from Congo, who came from Ukraine, who came from Afghanistan, and all over the world to call Cleveland home. Together, we will determine how we treat our citizens. Together, as a community who has never waited for the cavalry, we will say, we know how to do this, we know how to welcome people, we know how to embrace our demography and our destiny. When I think about all the folks who are coming here, it gives me a pause and it reminds me that this year has been a challenging year. Between the 300 of us, what I often say to people is that it is a year of great dynamic change. But this is what I know. The work that we do in immigration has never, ever been easy. When you go back to General George Washington, our country was struggling to figure out how to do it and how to do it well. We have been here before. We will be here after, and we will continue to work on this. And I know that someone who would want me to certainly say that is the person who hired me in this job, David Fleschler, who is our past board chairman and somebody who's done an amazing job at Case Western and now in the private sector to welcome international newcomers. David, thank you. Carla Cicarci, thank you for everything that you guys do. Really appreciate it. So what's going on? Just read the news. We're in it. We are in it right now. And what we don't have in this room, and what I'm hoping that we continue to have, is a sense what we have in this room is hope and not fear. The incredible, palpable nature of our community coming together can be seen with Aziz Shah and the new Afghanistan Community Center at West 98th and Denison. It can be seen in the woman from Ukraine who is working, who has a business, who is struggling with her visa, and when the county calls and says, can you find someone to help her get through it, you all answered the call and we were able to do that. Again and again, when I think about what we're doing in housing, with newcomer professional pathways, with the work of trying to create a new program called NOVA, which is an incubator for international entrepreneurs when they start a company that helps them get to the point where they can be invested in. And when I think about the work happening with the International Medical Graduate Advocacy to close the gap on the number of people that we don't have in hospitals because we have qualified doctors trained across the world who should be in hospitals today, and not just in Northeastern Ohio, but in Appalachia and Southern Ohio, because Ohio can do better and it will do better when we lean on our immigrant community. Why are these stories so important? It reminds me of a poet I studied in college. Her name was Marge Piercy. And in one poem that I think about all the time, it's a bit of a prayer and a reflection called To Be of Use. She says, I love the people who harness themselves, an ox to a heavy cart, who pull like water buffalo with massive patience, who strain in the mud and the muck to move things forward, who do what has to be done again and again and again and again. This is what I think of when I think about this past year. This is what I think of when we work together as true field builders, as people who collaborate with other nonprofits, Catholic Charities, May Dugan, our executive director from USCRI, Darren Ham, who's here, our incredible folks from Cleveland International Programs, Cleveland Council on World Affairs. We know that what we will continue to face, new and old, will be troubling, will be hard, but we also know that we are endurant and we are strong. And now, I think you know that we need you more than ever. We say this because what we feel ultimately in all of this work is a great sense of hope. And if I could now, at this time, after we thank our staff, our board, and the volunteers, and the partners that we collaborate with every day, thank you. We want to make sure that we continue to ensure the international newcomers are welcomed, but a part of our community. If you could please turn your attention to the nearest screen to watch a brief recap review of Global Cleveland's 2025. Please sing along to the song if you so desire. I will.
I will fight. I will fight for you.
What you saw in that incredible theme is somebody that one of my mentors in life, Ray Marvar, who joins us here from the Richmond Foundation, taught me that we have to accompany one another. That in order to fight for each other, we have to see each other and we have to hear each other. Forgive me for this moment of gravity, but a few days ago, I had the deep honor and privilege of listening to Hirsch Poland, one of the young men who was killed after October 7th, from his mom and dad. And I thought to myself, how can these individuals even get up in the morning? Hirsch's mom, Rachel, told a story that Hirsch, being a young adult, did not want to go to services anymore, that he wanted to hang out and party with his friends. And so the family was very comfortable with this as people go through their learning curves. Except, Saturday mornings, early in the morning, Hirsch would accompany his dad to the synagogue for services. And at one point, the rabbi said to him, Hirsch, you've made it very clear, you're not as devout as your folks, you're going through your own journey. What is it that brings you here so early on a Saturday morning? And Hirsch said, Rabbi, it's easy. If I weren't here, my dad would be alone. And the rabbi said, I think I have just heard one of the holiest things I have ever heard. And when I think about accompaniment and not being alone, it is you that I think of. It is our board members who left this year to do great things, and they're still part of our family. Matt Carroll, Austin Davis, and Patty Gall. It's also a pretty intense transition for us. In the history of Global Cleveland, we have had 3 board chairs, and we're about to inaugurate our newest. I want to take a moment and recognize this important transition, this moment of accompaniment. Our board chair, Joe Marinucci, is stepping down from his role. Joe has been a guiding force for Global Cleveland for the last 3 years, and he's been committed to helping newcomers ever since he came over with his family from Italy. Joe is an immigrant. Joe brought downtown back. Joe is a strategic thinker, and he's a maestro of economic development. He's also someone who has been outstanding to our organization, and I'd like to ask Joe to please come up and receive something from Global Cleveland and a memento of our love and affection.
Thank you so much, Joe. And by the way, I have Joe's notes in front of me. I can't deliver this with the same eloquence and energy that Joe does, but I did want to say that serving as board chair has been a great honor for me and a great privilege for me. As Joe mentioned, I'm an immigrant. I came to Cleveland in 1956 with my parents from Abruzzo, Italy. And by the way, I'm not Slovenian. as you all know. But those experiences of coming to Cleveland, being welcomed, being part of a community. I grew up in Little Italy, the Little Italy enclave, the Italian enclave in Cleveland. And that's shaped me over the course of my lifetime. And it also is why I was so passionate to become involved with Global Cleveland a number of years ago when Joe became president, and how I've looked at our role here. I want to thank Joe. By the way, if you don't know, Joe brings tremendous passion and energy to this position, but there's a staff behind him that is equally passionate and equally I also want to thank the board. I've gotten to know some of the board members I've known for many years. Others I've just gotten to know over the last few years. They're a joy to work with. It's a great, great board. They're very, very active. They're very engaged. They're very, very supportive of the staff and vice versa. So from my perspective, it's been a great experience. As I've told Abby, I'm not going anywhere. I'll continue as an immediate past president to continue to be involved with the organization. But again, thank you for allowing me to play this, to be part of this team, and thank you for the 3 years that I've served as board chair. So with that, I've got the honor of introducing our new board chair. And I'm trying not to knock over your coffee, Joe. I am going to ceremoniously ask Abby to join me. And again, Abby is with the Cleveland Jewish Federation. As Joe has mentioned, they are part of our origin story as an organization. And Abby herself has been part of that story. She was part of the original group that explored the creation of Global Cleveland 15 years ago and has been active with this organization for many years. I've gotten to know Abby closely over the last few years, serving on the board with her, and in particular in her role as chair-elect. We work very, very closely. Her, I, and Joe have been meeting monthly at the diner at 55th Street to talk about strategy and talk about ways that we could continue the mission of the organization. So I am very, very proud that we've asked Abby to take this role, and I know for a fact that she will do a great, great job as board chair for Global Cleveland. So Abby, if I could ask you to come to the table, come to the podium, please. And by the way, I'm presenting with the ceremonial gavel.
Thank you, Joe. Good afternoon. My name is Abby Levin. I am honored to serve as your incoming chair of Global Cleveland's Board of Directors. I'm deeply grateful to Joe Marinucci for his thoughtful leadership this past 3 years. Joe, you have led Global Cleveland with tremendous strength, skill, passion, and commitment. A huge thank you. I'm honored to be here today to celebrate our success with you. In my professional capacity, I serve as Senior Vice President and Chief External Affairs Officer at the Jewish Federation of Cleveland. My organization was a founding member of Global Cleveland, as Joe mentioned, along with other key individuals and partners, and for that reason, Global Cleveland remains close to my heart. In my time as a board member, I have seen how Global Cleveland consistently responds to changing community needs, helping to crack the code in making Northeast Ohio the most welcoming region in America. This work influences the lives of countless individuals every day, and I'm grateful to be part of an organization that strengthens our region. While the years ahead of us will be challenging, I know that under the leadership of Joe Simperman, his staff, and our incredible board of directors, we will continue to work tirelessly for the international community. And now I am pleased to share that we will add 9 more members of our board of directors this year to help Joe and the professional staff continue this dedication and drive toward success. They are Jerry Benko, Vice President, Regional Banking Relationship Manager, Huntington National Bank. Dr. Robert Bruce, Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer, Metro Health System. Lyle Cox, Senior Financial Advisor, Senior Vice President, Merrill Lynch Wealth Management. Keitel Desai, Director of IT Business Operations at Swagelock. Eric Engelke, President and CEO of Engelke Construction Solutions. David Razum, Deputy Chief of Staff, Cuyahoga County. Lucas Reeve, Senior Advisor of the Mayor, City of Cleveland. Laura Smith, Chief Operating Officer, Playhouse Square. And Pat Sullivan, Senior Managing Director, Monticello Associates. These outstanding individuals join the board of an organization dedicated to enhancing the economic success and prosperity of Northeast Ohio through the lens of welcoming international newcomers. This includes advocating for inclusion and social justice, making language access widely available, creating programming to expand workforce development initiatives, and civically engaging newcomers. Global Cleveland is the only organization in our region navigating this essential work in such a broad and deep way. I am also thrilled to acknowledge our 3 advisory board members, a new position created by the board of directors to further strengthen our ties in the community. Please join me in recognizing Larice Jem Mondock, Director of Major Gifts, National Domestic Workers Alliance, Andy Traris, Executive Director of May Dugan Center, and Frank Yang, Senior Analyst at Westfield. As board chair, I thank you for your tremendous collaboration, partnership, and support of Global Cleveland. And to our newest board members, welcome. I look forward to our work together. I'll now hand it back to Global Cleveland's President and CEO, Joe Simperman, to begin the award ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Abby. Thank you, Joe. And now, why we're all here. It's you. I'm reminded of a story that Lewis Carroll told as a young man growing up over the pond. And I think about this story. I had the privilege of walking yesterday, the day before, with Craig Hassel, our CEO from Playhouse Square, who's here, who's probably the greatest ambassador Cleveland never knew we needed. Whether it's Australia or London, he tells people that he'd hold us up against any of them. But we're remembering that when Lewis was a young man and he lived in a mining town, there was no electricity, there was no lighting. You could only see by candlelight at night, except for the gas lamps that were installed. And from his humble family's home on the hill, he would look down the hillside and see these lights appear. And he said, "Mother, it's as if someone is punching holes in the darkness." We're about to meet some real hole punchers. I would like to first ask everyone who is going to be awarded, please make sure you pause. I do not want to get in trouble after your award. We need your photo. So please help me with that. And I'd like to call our first presenter up. She is on our advisory board. She's the Director of Major Gifts with the National Domestic Workers Alliance. She is also a Global Rising alumna and also a mentor and one of our favorite people, Larice Jem Mondock.
Hi everybody. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. I'm Larice Jem Mondock, Director of Major Gifts at the National Domestic Workers Alliance. And as they mentioned, I'm also a Global Cleveland Advisory Board member and a very proud Global Rising graduate. So it is my immense pleasure as a fellow alumni to be here today to present the Youth Leader Award to Rabab Antar. Originally from Morocco, Rabab brings a truly global perspective to her leadership. Her PhD explored the topic of immigrant rights and the gap between legal frameworks and lived realities, something that continues to shape her advocacy today. Fluent in Arabic, French, and English, Rabab uses her linguistic and cultural expertise to create inclusive spaces for international newcomers. As lead ambassador at Building Hope in the city's Hope Center, Rabab leads initiatives focused on mental health awareness, cultural adaptation, and community integration. Her work ensures that immigrants and refugees not only find resources, but also feel a sense of belonging and dignity. In addition to her leadership role, Rabab is an experienced interpreter and trainer, collaborating with organizations such as Catholic Charities and the Cleveland Rape Crisis Center to provide critical support to vulnerable populations. Rabab's commitment to education and advocacy extends beyond her professional work. As a recent graduate of Global Cleveland's Global Rising program, she exemplifies the program's mission to cultivate globally minded leaders who strengthen our region through inclusion and innovation. Each year, the Youth Leader Award is presented to a member of the community who shows up and inspires others to lead and build global bridges. Rabab is a perfect example of how young leaders can drive meaningful change in their communities. Please join me in congratulating Rabab as our Youth Leader Award winner. Congratulations!
Hi everyone. First of all, I want to thank Global Cleveland for this experience, for amazing what they do for us, for the training. It was a nice and amazing experience. We learn a lot. We take a lot of support from them. It's an honor to me to take this award winner. Thank you so much again for choosing me. Thank you for all your support, for all your kindness and your love. Thank you for everyone here coming to support me. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Sabrina. Thank everyone here. I'm so glad to be one of you and one of this community in Cleveland. Thank you so much again.
Shukran, we really love you. Our next presenter is somebody who is well known to us. He was the fantastic director of one of the greatest local development corporations in the city of Cleveland. That is the Old Brooklyn Community Development Corporation, and someone who really understood how to make neighborhoods pop. He's also from that nation up north, and we adore him so much. Please welcome the Senior Advisor to the Mayor of the City of Cleveland, Mr. Lucas Reeve. Hail Canada.
Another great introduction by Joe. Appreciate the energy and the love for my fellow Canadians up north. Now a proud Clevelander, but certainly a proud Canadian as well. I am Lucas Reeve, the senior advisor to, or one of the senior advisors to Mayor Justin Bibb here with the City of Cleveland. And today I have the distinct pleasure of presenting a volunteer award to one of my colleagues at the city. Elena Boo, who is here with us today. I'm very excited to have you up on stage in a few moments. She serves as the Chief Trial Counsel for the City of Cleveland. She leads all claims and litigation on behalf of the city, which is no small feat in itself. Her impressive career in civil litigation, criminal defense, and immigration law, they reflect a deep commitment to both advocacy and public service. What makes Elena truly exceptional goes beyond her legal knowledge. It's her dedication to making a difference in people's lives. She has offered her time and expertise at legal advice clinics. She's taught English to refugees and provided pro bono support to local and national nonprofits across the country. In 2024, Elena shared her expertise as a panelist for Global Cleveland at the International Legal Symposium, helping to guide newcomers through complex legal challenges. The following year, she continued her impact by contributing to a webinar supporting international newcomers who are victims of trafficking and violent crimes. The best way to understand Elena's passion for service is to hear it from those who know her best. I went downstairs and talked to a few of her colleagues in the law department, and this is what they had to say about her. Elena's tenacity and zealous advocacy on the city's behalf are widely recognized, but it's her caring and considerate leadership that is perhaps most inspiring. Someone else said, she sets the standard, showing that being both a fierce champion for the city and a compassionate leader for her staff is the highest form of public service. Elena's work has made a profound impact not just on the city of Cleveland, but the international community that she serves. She exemplifies the value of service, leadership, and inclusion that Global Cleveland champions every day. Her dedication reminds us that volunteerism is not just about giving of your time, it's about building a fair, just, and welcoming world. It's my absolute pleasure to present the Volunteer of the Year Award to Elena Booth.
I'm an immigrant from Siberia. I was a newcomer to the greater Cleveland area in 1997 when I started law school here at Case Western Reserve University. I might be the only person in the room to say that I can't imagine life without snow and blistering cold. So I immediately knew Cleveland was going to be my home, and I was so right 28 years later. And the food too, right? You guys agree with that one. But 28 years later, as I reflect on my time in Cleveland and ask myself, why do I love the city so much? And it's really the people. It's this beautiful blend of cultures, backgrounds, ethnicities, accents, and it's really the courage of people here in Cleveland to continue to stand up for what is right, even if it's unpopular, and to extend a helping hand to those less fortunate than us. And I also love that Global Cleveland is comprised of those people, and in fact, every person in this room. And truly, the volunteers of the year are the staff, the volunteers, the board of directors, and the leadership of Global Cleveland. I think they deserve a round of applause. I am truly grateful to Greater Cleveland for giving me the platform to contribute in a small way to educate others about remedies that are available to our most vulnerable victims of crime who are also undocumented immigrants. And so, even if we changed one mind or got one more person to listen or somehow impacted one life, we've succeeded. And I'm so grateful to have been able to participate in this process. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Elena Booth, truly from Russia with love. Had a show spasiba. Our next presenter is a board member and also the managing partner of Sus Abogados Latinos. He's going to be presenting the Media Partner Award. Recently, in an interview for Hispanic Heritage Month, our great leader said, "I am here to bridge the gap." With his 6'5" height and 72-inch wingspan, he's not the two, he's the one. Senor.
Oh, I wish I could do it like he does. Good afternoon. My name is Patrick Espinosa. I'm the managing partner of Sus Abogados Latinos, that's your Latino attorneys, and a proud board member of Global Cleveland. I'm thrilled to be here with you today to present Global Cleveland's Media Partner Award. This award is presented to media outlets and organizations that exemplify excellence in journalism and storytelling in regard to the newcomer community in Northeast Ohio. This year, it is my pleasure to present it to Signal Cleveland in recognition of its unwavering commitment to community-centered journalism and civic engagement. Launched in November 2022, Signal Cleveland has become a trusted source of quality, unbiased news that empowers residents to make informed decisions and actively participate in shaping their communities. Signal Ohio is led by CEO Rita McNeil-Danish, whose leadership has been instrumental in expanding nonprofit newsrooms across Ohio, ensuring that reliable information reaches every corner of the state. With more than 3 decades of experience in the legal field, Rita brings a deep understanding of justice and equity to her work in journalism. She is a very impressive individual. She's been a solicitor, a prosecutor, a lawyer at a big law firm, a judge. She has done it all, and we're happy that she's doing her thing. In 2024, Signal played a pivotal role in moderating Global Cleveland's International Legal Symposium, an event that convened experts and leaders to explore critical issues affecting immigrant communities and international law. Their thoughtful moderation helped create a space for meaningful conversation. By providing this platform, Signal Cleveland helps reflect, promote, and uplift the newcomer community in Northeast Ohio. Global Cleveland is grateful to Signal Cleveland and Rita for their accurate and compassionate reporting of the newcomer community. Congratulations to Signal Cleveland and Rita.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you. On behalf of the entire team at Signal Cleveland, as well as our entire organization, Signal Ohio, I want to say thank you to Global Cleveland, to the board, to the team, to the volunteers. This means a great deal to us, especially because we started this adventure in 2022 with the launch of Signal Cleveland, working on our 4th newsroom in less than 3 years. We are focused on community-based journalism, making sure that everybody, especially those who are underserved and underrepresented, are getting the news and information that they need to make their lives better. But what is especially special about this award is the combination of our mission. And our hope is that our continued service, both collectively and individually, for the greater Cleveland and the state of Ohio, is that we make Ohio's future so much brighter, so much more innovative, and more importantly, so much more inclusive. Thank you so very much for this award.
Democracy thrives in Cleveland. Thank you, Signal Ohio. We really appreciate you. Our next presenter is somebody who is known not just to us at Global Cleveland. She's an outstanding board member. Literally, she comes to every single meeting. We never even have to check the roll. She's also the deep and amazingly brilliant representative from the Mayors and Managers Association of Cuyahoga County. She is the mayor of Maple Heights. She's going to present the Global Employer Award. And as she comes forward, let me remind you that she is a woman of firsts, the first woman of mayor of Maple Heights, and the first African-American mayor of Maple Heights. And I can say this to you all, no offense, Mayor Krause, Mayor Bitt, but the first mayor of my heart.
Such a charmer. That's why I don't miss the meetings, because I need to go. For the charming, right? Being a mayor, people don't say nice things about you. But at Global Cleveland, I'm getting met with love and a smile. It's an honor to be here, and it's an honor to have served on the board now 4 years, representing the 59 mayors of the county, and all of you. Such an inclusive community. We have a lot of challenges in Maple Heights, and I am a champion for justice, inclusion, a word we can't say right now, begins with a D, I-V-E-R-S-I-T. But anyway, we do that. And so, I am here today to present Global Cleveland's Global Employer Award. This award was established to recognize companies in our region that support, are led by, or employ international talent. This year, it is my pleasure to present the Global Employer Award to the Greater Cleveland Regional Transit Authority. GCRTA is the largest transit system in Ohio with more than 2,300 employees, providing over 24 million rides to customers using bus, rail, paratransit, and trolley across the county. Under the leadership of its CEO, India Birdsong Terry, the Greater Cleveland RTA delivers superior services, innovative mobility solutions, and transparent leadership to serve the community at large. Commitment to community is a pillar of this organization. Their community outreach efforts create positive impacts on the quality of life for Cleveland residents. We happen to have a Southgate Transit Center in the city of Maple Heights as well. And so their outreaches are in the communities where the people need transportation. Their travel training programs help individuals and groups with various accessibility issues learn how to travel safely and independently on public transit. Their safety initiatives are creating healthier environments for Cuyahoga County families, and their arts programs, like the one Adopt a Shelter, help beautify neighborhoods. As part of Global Cleveland's membership program, Greater Cleveland RTA has made a commitment to growing Northeast Ohio's economy by welcoming, connecting with, and learning more about international newcomers. So therefore, it is my privilege to present this award to a company and leader that truly embodies what Global Cleveland and everyone in this room knows to be true, that our community is at its most innovative and most successful when we are the most welcoming. Here to accept the Global Cleveland Award is the Deputy General Manager of Human Resources, Mr. George Fields. Congratulations, George.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be here. We are grateful to accept this award, and on behalf of India Board Secretary, our General Manager, CEO, our Board President, Mayor Kumar, Mayor Paul Kumar, our Board of Trustees, team members that I have from Human Resources and our legal team in the back. If they could stand up in the back there. We thank Global Cleveland, we thank Mr. Simperman, we thank the Board of Trustees, we thank all of the team members for Global Cleveland for giving us this particular award. Particularly, our mission is connecting the community. And so, as we think about our partnership with Global Cleveland, we thought about we need to broaden our horizons as much as possible, because without Global Cleveland, we're not connecting the community. And so, as we've worked through Global Cleveland, as well as work through international hiring and hiring around Northeast Ohio, we've really been thankful for all of the opportunities that Global Cleveland has provided us. And so thank you again for this great award.
In a moment of personal privilege, Mr. Fields' son is Cameron Fields, who is a reporter for the Plain Dealer, and he was covering Elmira School, meeting a lot of students born in the United States and also born from abroad. He loved it so much, he quit journalism. He is now a teacher. He is an amazing human being, and Mr. Fields, you've done a lot of great things, but I think Cameron may be one of the best. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. And I can say that as a rider of the #1 bus down St. Clair all the way to Public Square. Appreciate RTA. I want to call up our next speaker, and as I do, presenter, I want to just say something. It may not have been apparent to you, but every single person who is named in the award and every organization that received the award and our new board chair are all women. This is so important in our organization for the recognition of the incredible contributions of the women of Northeast Ohio, the international women of Northeast Ohio, the women of Northeast Ohio. Our next speaker, another powerful woman, is going to present an award. It's our inaugural year of the former Council President George Forbes Sister City Architect Award. Helen is an amazing attorney. She is the winner of the Cleveland Arts Prize, and her dad, 50 years ago this year, began a domino effect of legislation that inaugurated 10 sister cities here in Cleveland at a time when one would think, my gosh, the world needs international relations more than ever. In 50 years, they're going to be set. How prescient, how wonderful, how lucky we are that George's daughter is here to present this award, Helen Forbes Fields.
As he mentioned, my name is Helen Forbes Fields, and it's my absolute honor to be here to introduce the inaugural George L. Forbes Sister City Architect Award, certainly named after my father, who could not be here today. He's 94, y'all. Okay, and so his better days, good days, bad days, but he just wasn't able to come here, but he's absolutely thrilled about this award being named after him. And there was no way he could say no after Joe came over and charmed him for 2 hours at his home. So I think all he could say was yes during that entire conversation. But as was mentioned, George Forbes was the longest serving Cleveland City Council president and a public servant for over 30 years. And in fact, many would say he was the most powerful public official, certainly in the city of Cleveland, but also in the state of Ohio when he served. His leadership resulted in countless economic developments and works of legislation that still benefit our region today, including the creation of the RTA. During his tenure, 10 unique sister city relationships were created, and they all were passed under his guidance and leadership. The George Forbes Sister City Architect Award was created to honor an individual who goes above and beyond to bring one of our 27 sister cities closer together with Cleveland and her many diaspora communities. The recipient of this award is someone who, through her life and dedication, reminds Cleveland of their past while forging a path to a more connected international future. And today we present this award to Elizabeth Papp Taylor. Elizabeth joins us. Elizabeth was born in Hungary and came to the United States in 1969. She is the president of the Cleveland Hungarian Development Panel, a nonprofit comprised of dedicated volunteers who recognize the need to promote and support educational and cultural ties between Americans and Hungarians. Since its creation in 1990, the panel has distributed over $1.5 million to fund projects and scholarships in the areas of commerce, education, health, and human services. Elizabeth is also the co-host of the Hungarian Hour, a popular radio program on WCSB on Saturday mornings and broadcasted to listeners in Cleveland and abroad. It's my honor to present the inaugural George L. Forbes Sister City Architect Award to Elizabeth Papp Taylor.
Hello, everybody. Wow, what an incredible honor to receive this award with all of the other recipients. I'm really, really moved and so honored that I have been chosen to be the very first to receive this award. And thank you, Global Cleveland, for doing everything that you do. With Joe, with your leadership, and all of the staff are working so hard to really make Global Cleveland what it is. I would also like to thank our colleagues in our sister city, Miskolc, which is in Upper Eastern Hungary, both in the mayor's office and in business and around Miskolc. I would also like to thank members of the Cleveland Hungarian Development Panel. As Helen mentioned, the panel works to provide assistance in the exchange of ideas for Hungarian projects in the areas of commerce, education, health, and human services. I would particularly like to remember our friends and colleagues, Jenny Groshelli Brown and Tom Smith, both of whom passed away earlier this year. And finally, I would like to thank radio station WCSB 89.3 FM, which until October the 3rd this year provided an alternative resource for news and entertainment to the northeastern Ohio listening community and by way of the internet all over the world. It was my privilege with Walt Mohablik to host the Hungarian Hour, which provided a powerful way to connect Hungarian community of northeastern Ohio with Hungary and to connect listeners in Hungary to northeastern Ohio as well. I would also like to thank my husband Cyrus for all of his help and support in all the endeavors that I tend to get into. Again, I can't thank you enough for the honor, especially to be in a group with Signal Cleveland, which I highly, highly adore for what you do at Global Cleveland, because you have been covering this WCSB overtake by IdeaStream, and I urge people to do research if they're interested. But there is no more Hungarian Hour at this point. But we are fighting to get it back. That is we are not giving up hope.
How can you tell a Hungarian no? We're not giving up either. And I know we have great partnerships at Cleveland State and at WKSU, and we're going to keep working. I'm sorry if I'm ruining a surprise. I really do apologize. In the context of this room, someone lost a beautiful diamond ring. And if you were going to propose, now's your time. Okay? Remember, Slovenia is the only nation in the world with the word love in it. I think this is a legitimate diamond ring. I don't want to embarrass anybody. Please check maybe the servers. I'm not sure. I know that there are many gold and bronze and silver medalists. We did just get joined by our diamond medalist, which is our county executive, Ronayne. We're so grateful to see you. County executive, before we have our ultimate award, would you please come up here and give a warm welcome to everybody. I know that you broke every speed limit to get here from downtown, but we did talk about you a lot, and it was actually very nice. So we want to make sure if you wanted to say something, you came up here, and if anybody does want to reclaim this diamond ring, please come see me. County Executive, Ronayne, please.
Talk about trying to just sneak in the back, Joe. Hello, everybody. Great to see you, and Joe, thank you very much. I will try not to take too much time in the middle of this run you've got going, but I do want to say, friends at every table, Global Cleveland, thank you for all you do, and friends of Global Cleveland, thank you for all you do. I did not expect to say anything, so I guess I'll just do my best from the heart here. I did show up from downtown, kept the speed limit best I could, but we had a big event with the Rotary Club that was pre-scheduled, so I'm sorry I'm coming in late, but I didn't want to miss you. Joe and I both have this philosophy, you show up. I see some of my mayors, my friends, and council members out there. We show up because we believe in the power of the public-private nonprofit partnership. And for we at Cuyahoga County, and I know I speak for the communities around the county, we depend on this partnership with Global Cleveland. Let me count the ways why quickly. You all know well, and Joe drives it home with me every day, we are a county of immigrants, and we are grateful to be that. That is who built us, and it is who we are. I continue as a county exec and trying to sometimes fly below the radar and sometimes from the top of the mountain yell it out to say that immigrants are everything to us in Cuyahoga County, because it is what built us. It's how our population grew. It's what defines us in the character of our community. And as you look today, really the growth source, if there's a growth source in Cuyahoga County, it is persons coming from other parts of the world to the county. We have not grown with our indigenous population that is here. We grow because of those who come from other places. So, and that's truly been documented in the community estimates between the census periods that thousands of persons have come to Cuyahoga County over the period since 2020, while we've lost thousands of persons out to county edges. But for us, having the newcomer means everything, not just population growth. As I often say, you guys know the statistics. Our immigrants are our entrepreneurs to the tune of 20 to 25% of new businesses, of small businesses, of entrepreneurs in this country. 20 to 25% are started by immigrants. So it's also about what you bring to the economy. And we want to say that from the mountaintop to Washington, that realize that we are a culture of immigrants and we are a future of immigrants. And so we opened, as Joe might have referenced, in partnership with Global Cleveland, our Welcome Center, the Cuyahoga Welcome Center, which we are lucky since February 14th last year to have hosted some 10,000 persons who've come through the doors of the Cuyahoga Welcome Center. More in 2024 than in 2025. They're still coming in 2025. Coming to talk about opportunities to work here, opportunities to live here, opportunities to get their kids schooling here. And as I referenced at my State of the County, just one family, a Ukrainian family that came over from war-torn Kiev, and they came here because, one, they had family here, which welcomed them. Two, they had great health care here, and one of their children needed the health care that we can provide out of Cleveland, Ohio. But what did they do? The husband turned around and got his law degree already at Cleveland State University. I was pretty impressed by that 2.5-year run. He was a lawyer in Europe, but he got his law degree here. And then his wife opened up a business called Sunflower Gourmet. Again, the immigrant entrepreneur. She's already employing 2 persons. This is Mikola and Tamila. Tamila is already employing 2 persons. They're selling the products to the West Side Market, to Heinen's, and they're looking for more grocery stores to sell their products in. But they're the American story. They come with family, they come here to seek all the opportunity, and then they give back. And that's why we opened the Welcome Center, to welcome all comers from around the world. And that's why we love Global Cleveland, because that message resonates from this nonprofit every day, that we are together, a myriad of people from other places, and it's what's made us who we are, and it's really what our future is all about. So I'm thrilled to see this room packed with supporters. Keep supporting this wonderful organization, and to the board, to the staff, to Joe and your leadership. He takes me everywhere, by the way. I can't get away from him. But I love it, because anytime anybody's coming through with an idea, anybody from any part of the world that just wants to meet us, we want to meet them. And Joe and his team continue to make those matches here in Cuyahoga County so that we will grow as a place of people from here and elsewhere as we welcome everybody. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. And as we call our next individual here, Mr. Sanjeev Kapoor, Sanjeev and I had a chance right before this event, and he's going to give our final award. I was speaking with our Honorary Consul General and our board member, Mark Owens, Daniel Lettenberger-Klein, who's here doing amazing work in our downtown community, with Mayor Ward from Lyndhurst, who introduced me to the best French bakery run by a Korean American, and also Dr. Malay, who's here with Danny Fedinsky from the Ukrainian Museum. And I introduced them to somebody who's new to our annual meeting, a gentleman by the name of Matt Bevere, who's here from the North American Evangelical Society. And he represents Ohio and Indiana. And he took time to come up here from Southern Ohio because the people in this room stand together. And we all stand together no matter where we're from. And I want to thank them. Speaking of somebody who stands together and who stands up and fights for us, someone is doing that right now, and she is the person who was to receive the award. Her name is Margaret Wong. She's part of our origin story. And because of the work that she does fighting for immigrants, she won't be able to receive this award in person, but she sends her regrets and her love, and she wanted me to say to each and every one of you, thank you for supporting us. Sanjeev is going to present this award, and someone from Margaret's team is going to be able to receive it. Sanjeev Kapoor, who's coming here from Jones State, come on up. He is somebody who's known to everybody because he is the Fred Astaire of law. He is cross-cultural language skilled. He has an acumen for foreign legal principles. He's international commercial experience extraordinaire. He sings, he dances, he acts. Sanjeev Kapoor.
Well, it's great to serve under the passion and energy of Joe. I really am very grateful to be on this board, and a lot of it has to do with the leadership shown by Joe. So, in any event, good afternoon. I'm honored to present the Albert B. and Audrey G. Ratner Community Leader Award to Margaret Wong. The Ratner Community Leader Award is named after one of Global Leaders' founders. Those of you who know Margaret will understand why this award is being given. It's been given to her for Margaret for being Margaret. That's the way I look at it. This award recognizes steadfast leadership and deep compassion for newcomers. And Margaret embodies those qualities as fully as anyone I know. She is one of the preeminent immigration lawyers in the country, working tirelessly for individuals and institutions, for small businesses and global companies alike. It is telling that when the aunt and uncle of Barack Obama sought Immigration Counsel, they chose Margaret, who successfully represented them. More recently, when employees at the restaurant Cilantro were detained, she again stepped in and secured successful outcomes. I have seen her work up close. Friends and clients of mine have obtained lawful status in the United States with Margaret's guidance and advocacy. Margaret is not only an exceptional lawyer, but she is a courageous voice for the immigrant community and a champion for lawyers from diverse backgrounds. I remember a bar association meeting in Washington, D.C., where she stood up in a room of hundreds of Asian American lawyers after Justice Sotomayor spoke, and Margaret challenged us candidly and constructively to do more for immigrants. That moment captured who she is, unafraid to speak truth, unwavering in her commitment, and resolute in calling all of us to lead with purpose. Her leadership reaches well beyond the courtroom. Margaret is one of the most generous supporters of local communities, giving her time and resources to libraries, colleges and universities, and social services organizations. Whenever I've taken on a civic role, she has been among the first to call and ask how she can help. At the recent mid-year meeting of the American Society of International Law here in Cleveland, she reached out within hours of joining our host committee to offer her support. No prompting required, just Margaret being Margaret. We are profoundly fortunate that Margaret chose Northeast Ohio as her home. As an immigrant, a builder, and a mentor to me, she has strengthened the fabric of this region and shown what it means to welcome newcomers with both rigor and heart. It is my privilege to recognize her today. Congratulations, Margaret, and I believe is George Wang is here to, her brother.
Thank you, everybody, for coming to this beautiful annual meeting for Global Cleveland. This award is much cherished by Margaret Wong because we respect the accomplishments of Global Cleveland in accordance with its mission and vision, and the dedication to growing Northeast Ohio's economy by welcoming and connecting international people to opportunities and fostering a more inviting community for those who seek a place to call home. I want to thank you on Margaret's behalf for giving her this prestigious award. I'm sure Margaret will work harder for the right cause. Thank you very much.
Thank you, George. And as we conclude this meeting, and I thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart, award winners, please come to the stage. We're going to get a photo with you. And I also want to thank the Cleveland Talent Alliance, who has been such a partner with us, and remind everybody that it is only 92 days until Cleveland's Slovenian Korentovanje Festival on February 14th. You are all welcome. I will be leading the parade. Vse najboljše, na zdravje, živeli. Thank you all.